Pressure on Theresa May to step down has reached new levels after the resignation this evening of Andrea Leadsom, Leader of the House of Commons, who said she no longer believed the government's approach would deliver Brexit. Ms Leadsom's decision is the latest reaction amid a Conservative backlash against Mrs May's Brexit plan. And several cabinet ministers have told the BBC today that the Prime Minister can't stay in office. Let's join our political editor Laura Kuenssberg for the latest at Westminster.
Hugh, 24 hours ago, it felt like Theresa May's publication of her new Brexit plan had made things worse. And my goodness, they have made things worse, very much worse. With the resignation from government tonight of one of her crucial Brexiteers, Andrea Leadsom, the Leader of the House, who is due to put forward that new Brexit plan to MPs tomorrow, but simply seems not to have been able to face it, making her own individual decision to quit tonight, bringing yet more instability to what's left of the government. Not just this morning, but for many mornings. Andrea Leadsom's had doubts on her mind about the Prime Minister's version of Brexit.
Well, I'm looking very carefully at the legislation today as Leader of the Commons. That's my job, and making sure that it delivers Brexit. Thanks very much.
For this Eurosceptic, a less cheery goodbye from government tonight. In her letter to Number 10, Ms Leadsom wrote, "I do not believe we will be a truly sovereign UK through the deal. A second referendum, now held out as a possibility by the government, would be dangerously divisive." And criticising colleagues who'd been on the other side of the debate, she said there'd been a complete breakdown of collective responsibility. It was already a painful day for Theresa May, speeding in the side of the Commons.
Prime Minister!
Eurosceptic ministers were absent from their normal places, supporting her at Prime Minister's questions. Then watch, that's Andrea Leadsom walking in more than half an hour late, having been with other Brexiteers who have fears about Theresa May's version of Brexit. Then at lunchtime, Theresa May had to try, probably in vain, to explain her new Brexit compromise that MPs already tried to strangle.
We can bring an end to the months, years of increasingly bitter argument and division that have both polarised and paralysed our politics. We can move on, move forwards and get on with the jobs we were sent here to do, what we got into politics to do. That is what we can achieve if we support this new deal.
It's now clear the bold new deal the Prime Minister promised is little more than a repackaged version of her 3 times rejected deal. The rhetoric may have changed, but the deal has not. This government is too weak, too divided to get this country out of the mess that they have created.
Look how empty the place was, though. It's almost as if no one is really listening anymore.
In proposing this folderol, is she going through the motions, or does she really believe in it?
This deal is dead. Stop this charade and let's get on with putting the decision back to the people once and for all.
The country decided to leave the EU. It's as simple as that.
The British people voted to leave. I have been trying to leave the European Union. I am looking forward to voting a 4th time to leave the European Union in the withdrawal agreement bill.
This backing probably in vain.
The whole House needs to stop saying no to everything on the table just because it's not our favourite dish.
With her plan shredded, Theresa May's authority is sinking too, if not sunk.
The people that I spend my time with mainly are the moderates and the centre ground Conservatives, and the feeling is very much there that we've come to the end of the road with this Prime Minister.
The time has come for a change of leader. We've only got a few months left until the deadline of the 31st of October, and we need a new leader and a new team to be able to deliver that.
Things are changing fast for Theresa May, and for the worst. In the last hour, a member of the Cabinet has told me this has to be the end of the line. Another has said Theresa May won't last beyond Monday. And backbenchers who've been plotting to oust her for months are meeting again right now. Huddled away after toing and froing, they agreed with Number 10 that the Prime Minister will meet the party top brass on Friday morning. But even her most loyal defenders concede that could mean to say goodbye.
I don't think the Prime Minister needs to be told anything. I think the Prime Minister is aware of the mood of the party. I don't think the Prime Minister needs to be told anything. I think she'll probably be doing quite a lot of the talking during that meeting.
a routine meeting at the palace for the Prime Minister tonight. Very soon she'll sweep through those gates for the last time and be gone for good.
Well, Laura, just on your last point, how long do you think then can the Prime Minister hold on to office, given the fact that these calls for resignation are coming from every wing of the party?
Well, things are extremely shaky, Hugh. Number 10 is adamant speeding up her departure wouldn't change anything. There's nothing going to happen soon. But privately, I have to say that's absolutely not the mood of most people you talk to in the Tory party today. There's furious and frantic calculations about whether she might even go on Friday, or could she go in the aftermath of elections, of European elections on Monday. But whichever way this pans out, it is going to be soon. There are, of course, discussions about whether or not she would stay on as a caretaker Prime Minister during a leadership contest. But whichever way you look at it, there's been a definitive change in mood round here. Calls for her to go have gone way beyond the usual suspect. And it really does feel tonight that it's a matter of days left to Theresa May before she finally submits and offers her resignation.
And as you mentioned there, Laura, this happening on the eve of the European elections. The elections tomorrow, the results not until Sunday night, but the timing is pretty incredible.
It is absolutely astonishing. I mean, look, the Tory party has been struggling with the issue of Europe for many decades. This government has been riven with divisions and splits over Brexit since the day it was formed. Theresa May, through all that, of course, has tried very, very hard to keep the party together. But the fact that we are seeing this complete, not implosion, but explosion on the eve of really important elections for every single political party in the country, in the aftermath of all of Parliament's troubles with trying to deal with Brexit, is something that you really could not make it up.
Laura, once again, thanks very much for the latest there at Westminster. Laura Kuensberg.